Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, stay at home, save lives. We've lifted the lockdown of the greater Suvavou area, and you've noticed how people have just poured out, how people have just congregated out there, the movement in buses. Government has been giving out clear directives and expects people to be responsible as well. You've noticed we haven't been stopping buses and offloading people. That responsibility, we share all that responsibility. If you get into a bus and it's full, and you know you won't be sitting any distance from the person there, please then don't get on the bus. We've got issues that we are dealing with. We are investigating the cases that's been reported to us, and we thank the people of Fiji and the media as well for highlighting these breaches to us, and we're investigating. We are even investigating our own people that may have done wrong during this period. And there's the criminal landscape as well to look after. We continue to hit hard in that area as well, concerning drugs, spike in robberies, now that we have a lot of unemployment and issues like that. Those are the things that we're handling. So we are asking for people not to be selfish, be responsible. We can't be offloading people from every bus that goes by. You need to be responsible. You get on the bus, it's full, you see that it's full, don't get on that bus. Wait for the next bus. Otherwise, we'll be stretched way beyond our capabilities to deal with these issues. So please stay at home, save lives. Movement, inter-island movement is still a no-go area, so only cargo that has been allowed to go. Until government changes that decision, we will continue to enforce that with the Fiji Navy. Do you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Rashika from Budget FM 96 News. Sir, any charges will be laid against patient 1?
Sorry, can you say that? I couldn't understand what you're saying.
Sir, will any charges be laid against patient 1?
What do you mean?
Sir, he infected other patients as well.
Oh, so patient 1. Now that
yes,
you would have heard the doctor say that he'll go into another 14 days. They'll go into another 14 days after testing negative twice. So we have to wait for that period to finish. I can't just go in and charge anybody without conducting an investigation. After that, then we'll start our investigations, after they finish that period. So I have to wait for that. Next question, please.
So you made mention of how there are criminal elements trying to take advantage of the situation. Obviously, you've said beforehand your manpower is stretched, but are you noticing an increase in crimes, and would you be able to point out where this is happening and who/what are they targeting?
Yes, in regards to drugs, that's still an issue. We've been making arrests as soon as we lifted the checkpoints. We've been monitoring those that are likely to move it. We've made arrests. There's been a few murder cases that have happened we are also, but if you look at the overall crime, with the posture that we'd adopted in government directives, it has been fairly controlled and low, kept at a low level. But there's one area that we're concerned about, domestic violence, that has increased, and we're just trying to confirm the exact percentage of that before we make that release. But certainly, there has been an increase there. The overall increase in crime has been the non-adherence to government directives regarding the situation we're in at the moment. But otherwise, if you take that chunk away for those who are breaking curfews and not adhering to all the directives, that crime trend has decreased.
In terms of restrictions in movement, a lot of people don't realize that this too is a directive, and unnecessary movement can result in people being taken to task. Now, at your checkpoints, we've noticed that policemen and women ask people their purpose for travel. But have you been able to identify people who are traveling for an unnecessary reason? And would you want to sort of send a message out there in terms of maybe making some arrests in that regard?
Yes, we've made some arrests in that regard. We've asked them whether they're going to. We're not going to stop them from going shopping, which they need to do. But then we know people will lie their way through. That's why we're asking for unselfishness and responsibility on everyone's part. We can't fight it alone. The Ministry of Health can't fight it alone. Government can't fight it alone. This is a whole of nation approach that we have to deal with, and everybody has to be responsible. We understand there will always be part of the population that will always not follow instructions, and we have to deal with that. But we need to all play our part in fighting this.
Commissioner, good afternoon. With regards to domestic violence, what is the message that you'll send out there, that you'd like to send out there to would-be perpetrators? And also, you mentioned that you're going to be, after finding out how bad the problem has been, work with people to make this better. Who are you going to work with, and what sort of measures do you have in place?
Can I answer the first part? Your questions are quite long. Can I answer the first part first? What was the first part again? See, I'm confused now.
What sort of a message do you have out there for would-be perpetrators of
domestic violence, please control things. We understand the stresses that come with being in confined spaces. It's not something that's only for Fiji. We've looked at our neighbors, and they're going through the same thing. You need to control yourselves in this period that we are going through. And we've said it from the start. We will come out and investigate those and take people to task accordingly. Then again, it's about being responsible, being caring for each other, and being unselfish about things. That you've got to share that confined space with family and loved ones, and you need to control tempers and all that. I hope that answers the first part of your question. The second part, please.
Given that domestic violence is not really caused by not being able to control your behavior, but rather by the power dynamics of gender inequality, will you be working with CSOs and maybe the Ministry of Women to look at a more comprehensive approach to addressing the problem?
We work together, we touch base, we exchange ideas, we run training together and seminars. We're already working together and we can exchange a lot of information in regards to that.